Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So I'm super excited to be doing this video because I'm doing a full face of drugstore products, and I'm actually recreating the look that I pretty much wear in a lot of my videos, and a lot of you always ask me if I have a tutorial on the look. So I'm here today to recreate that look, and this is the look that I feel like is my go-to look. It's very simple, it's very easy, and it's very quick. So the products that I'm going to be using today are all affordable products. You can easily get them from the drugstore. A couple of them you may have to order online, but they are still affordable products. I do want to say the palette that I have on in those videos is not the palette that I'm using in today's video. Since today is going to be focusing on affordable drugstore products, I wanted it to be just that. But the palette that I always wear, well, I don't want to say always, but pretty much most of my videos that I'm filming and I have this simple smoky eye look is from my Sephora Pro Warms palette, and you guys know that is my favorite palette of all time, but it's not cheap. So I wanted to recreate the look that I'm pretty much always wearing in my videos with an affordable palette, well, a couple of affordable palettes. So you guys will see how I create this look, and I just feel like this look is very simple, very easy to go by. But yeah, I am super excited, you guys. I'm so excited to be doing more drugstore related videos on my channel, and I noticed you guys really like these types of videos. So yeah, if you're interested in seeing how I created this simple, easy, everyday look that I always wear in my videos, then let's go ahead and jump right in. Alright, so if you've been watching me for a while, you guys know that I like to do my brows first before I start filming, but I do have a brow tutorial on my channel if you guys are interested in seeing how I do my brows. But before we complete the face, I like to go in the inner corners and kind of blend them out. I know they kind of look choppy right now, but yeah, I've already done my brows. I've already put the primer on. For the primer, I use my e.l.f. Hydrating Face Primer, and this is a really good hydrating primer that is kind of similar to the Smashbox primer if you guys have tried that, but I do think this is very similar to that. It's very hydrating on the face, and since it is cold outside, it's good to use some hydrating products. So I wanted to use that, and I'm actually going to spray my face before I apply some foundation. I'm going to use the Pixi Makeup Fixing Mist, and you can find this at Target. And by the way, you can find e.l.f. products at Target as well, also in like CVS and Walgreens. I've seen them in there as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and spray the face just a little bit before we apply some foundation, just so I can get that extra moisture in my face. And for the foundation, I'm going to be taking my favorite, well, one of my favorite drugstore foundations, which is by NYX Cosmetics, and this is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. Now, I use this foundation a lot when it was like during the summertime and the springtime, so it may seem a little dark on my face because during that time of the year, my skin tends to get a little darker because of the sun. But this is in this shade Mocha, and I really like this foundation. It gives you a full coverage. It's very thin. So with that, I'm actually going to just drop a little bit on my hand. Since it's so thin, I don't want it running on my face. And I feel like it blends out so much better with a beauty sponge. So I'm going to take my Real Technique sponge and just blend it out on the face. It's actually not that dark. Well, it is a little dark, but it's definitely a good full coverage foundation that's not thick on the face. So if you want a lightweight, I'm actually going to drop these on my face anyway. So if you want something that's very light on the skin but still gives you that full coverage, this foundation is perfect. Alright, next moving on to a concealer. I'm going to take the Colourpop concealer. I don't think I've used this on my channel yet, but I have been using this quite a few times. I have 3 different shades, and this one is the lightest shade that I have. This is in the shade Tan Deep. The reason why I got 3 shades is because I honestly didn't know what color would work for me, and they're really inexpensive. So definitely an affordable concealer. I think they're like $6, I believe. So I want to take the lighter shade that I have because since this foundation is a little bit dark, and like I said, I always use this like during the summer months and the spring months, so my skin is a little bit darker during the hotter months. But since this foundation is a little dark on my skin, I'm going to take a lighter concealer and just kind of highlight under my eyes. And I kind of like this concealer. I'm not in love with it. A lot of people say it's very similar to the Tarte Shape Tape. I can see where they get that because it does give you a full coverage for sure. But what I don't like about this concealer is it creases under my eyes. Even though I set it under the eyes, it still creases under my eyes, and I don't really like that because I have worn this. I've worn this concealer to work, and by the end of the day my eyes are creasing. Like my under eyes, you see the creases under there, and it's not good. Even though I use like a good setting powder, it still kind of creases. But since I haven't used this on my channel yet, I want you guys to see, you know, what it looks like on me. If you have been wondering what color to get for yourself, again, this is in the shade Tan Deep. I have Tan Deep, I forgot the other two shades, but I will leave the shades down below in the description of the shades that I have. But the other two shades match perfectly. Like, they match my skin tone. You guys know I always use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer in pretty much all of my affordable makeup tutorials. So I wanted to switch it up this time and use the Colourpop concealer. And if you have any other suggestions on like an affordable concealer, let me know. I would love to try those out. But let's go ahead and blend this out on the face. Even though it looks really good on the skin, like look how beautiful that looks. It looks very soft and airbrushed. It just looks really good and natural on the skin. But once you wear it all day, like with me, I noticed that it does give me a lot of creasing under my eyes. All right, for setting powder, I'm gonna take the e.l.f. setting powder. It's called the Beauty Shield Antioxidant Armored Setting Powder, and I am in the shade Sheer Golden. So this is kind of like a banana shade, like a banana setting powder. And I'm just going to dust a little bit under my eyes. I'm just pretty much just gonna set everywhere that I applied concealer. And this brush, you guys, is one of my favorite brushes to use to set my under eyes. But the thing is it needs washing. I used it twice this week, which is gross, but I forgot to wash it, and just excuse it for right now. We're not gonna discuss any more about it. All right, for all over face powder, it was kind of hard for me to choose because I don't really have drugstore face powders, and if you recommend any for me, let me know. But I have my Sephora Baked Face Compact, and this is in the shade Deep. And I know this is not a drugstore all over face powder, but I wanted to mention this to you guys because this is very, very, very similar to the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish, if not the same. It looks just the same on the skin as my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish. So if you want something that is a little bit cheaper than that, then definitely try the Sephora Baked Face Compact. But I do have this setting powder. Well, it's a velvet powder base, and it's by the brand Pop Beauty. This is in the shade Mocha, so I'm just gonna use this all over the face or wherever I didn't set my concealer. And you can definitely order these online. I have not seen this brand in the drugstore, but it is a very affordable brand, you guys. I think these are like $7 a piece. So I'm just gonna take my powder brush, which by the way is from my brush set, and I do have a link of where you can pre-order my brushes down below in my description. I'm just gonna apply this all over the face. And I really like this face powder. It just makes your face look very soft and natural. So, all right, so the darkest shade I have is in the shade Cocoa. So this is just going to be my bronzer for today. And I'm gonna take my angled contour brush, which is also in my brush set that is available now for pre-order. And I'm just gonna dust it, just kind of lightly bronze up the face, not so much contouring. Now taking my NARS Ita brush, and I'm just gonna tap a little bit and just kind of bronze up my nose very lightly, just so I can have that snatched look to it. Okay, for my blush, I have two blushes. I did not know which one I wanted to use, but I have the NYX Ombre Blush in this shade Nude to Me. So this is what it looks like on the inside. It's so pretty. It has a mixture of highlight and a bronzer, so you can use this as a highlighter or just a bronzer, or if you wanted to mix it in together and have it as a blush, which is what I usually do. But this dark shade right here, it would be really pretty as a bronzer for anybody that's a little bit lighter than me. But I use them both. I just swirl my brush around and just mix it all together to use it as a blush, and it is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful on you know, darker skin tones. So I have another blush that I think I'm just gonna use this one. No, I'm actually gonna use the NYX, but I do want to mention this one. This is the City Color Be Matte blush. I would definitely say this blush is an affordable dupe to the Sigma Beauty blush in the shade Corday Rosa, which I do have and I love. But if you you know, have been wanting to try out any of the Sigma blushes but you don't want to spend that much money on it, definitely try this one out first. This was in the shade Hibiscus. I don't know, but yeah, so again, this is by City Color and it is their Be Matte blush in the shade Hibiscus. Yeah, so we're just gonna keep it at that. But yeah, so this is what it looks like right there. And I'll actually go in with this one first and then go on top of it with the NYX blush that I just showed you guys. I'm just gonna take a little bit of it, and a little bit goes a very long way. This stuff is very pigmented. And just dust it on the cheeks. And this is a really good everyday color blush. It's not too much, it's just the perfect color that is perfect for an everyday look. Now I'm gonna go on top of this with the NYX Ombre blush and just kind of take my brush and swirl it all around. And this is just going to bring that color out some more. For my highlight, I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution Shimmer Brick, and this is in the shade Rose Gold. And these are some of the best highlighters that you can get from the drugstore, you guys. Very, very cheap, but they're so good. So I'm just gonna kind of just swirl my brush around, which, by the way, this is my tapered highlighting brush that is in my brush set, and we're just going to apply this on the cheeks. What I like about this highlighter is it's not too much. Like, it is just the perfect amount of glow. It's not too much, it's not too little, it's like just right. Now we can finally go back into the brows and just kind of blend the inner corners out so they won't look too choppy. I'm just going to take my little spoolie at the end of my Goof Proof Brow Pencil by Benefit Cosmetics and just blend those out. All right, now we can finally go on to the eyes. So with this eye look, I'm going to be super simple with it, like super simple, something easy to go by. And I'm gonna take my City Mini palette by Makeup Shayla and Maybelline. So Shayla collabed with Maybelline and created her eyeshadow palette, which is gorgeous, and you guys see that I have put quite a dent in this palette. I'm already hitting pan on this color and it's just gorgeous. I love this palette. So I'm gonna take this, and I'm also gonna take the NYX Ultimate Shadow Palette as well. And I'm gonna do something like very simple and just very easy to go by. Pretty much the look that I always like wear in my videos where you guys are asking if I did a tutorial on it. So I want to show you how I do those simple looks that I wear in pretty much all of my videos. So I like to start out with a transition color, and the color I'm going to start out with is this brown inside the Makeup Shayla palette. And I'm going to take my Sigma E40 brush, which is my favorite brush to use for pretty much any look because it is the perfect blending brush. And I'm just going to kind of wipe off because I've already used it yesterday. Forgot to wash it, but that's okay. And I can't find my other ones because I'm still kind of unpacking some of the makeup that I have. But anyway, I'm just going to take my Sigma E40 brush and lightly tap it in that brown shade and use it as a transition color. Just kind of lightly blend it in the crease. Now going into the black shade in the palette, I'm just going to place a little bit of that on the outer part of the eyelid and kind of blend it into the crease. But I'm mostly focusing this color on the outer part just so the look can be smoky right there. All right, now going into the NYX palette, I'm gonna take let's see, I'm just gonna take, I guess, this shade right here. They don't really have names of each shade. I'm just gonna take this shade right here and lightly tap my brush in it and go back into the crease. Just kind of blend everything out up there. going into this shade right here. And this is kind of like a peach color, but it looks pretty much white on me. But I'm just gonna take this and go on the inner corner of the eye just to brighten up the inner part. Oh, and by the way, this is a brush by Too Faced. It is the contour brush, but I'm using it as an eyeshadow brush because you can use those brushes in so many other ways than just one way. Now going back with my E40 and just blending those colors together. All right, so that's pretty much all of the eyeshadow that I use. Now I'm gonna go into my bottom lash line and take my favorite eyeliner by L'Oreal, and this is the Silkaseam eyeliner in the shade Black. And I'm just gonna line my bottom lash line and then kind of smudge it out. And then I'm gonna go ahead and apply some false lashes, and I'll be right back. All right, my lashes are on, and I kind of cheated with the lashes because these are not drugstore lashes. I ran out of my Ardell Double Up Demi Wispies, which are my favorite ones from the drugstore. So I went ahead and used my Huda Beauty Samantha No. 7 lashes, which is also my favorite lashes that are not, you know, affordable. So yeah, but anyway, let's go ahead and do the very last step of this tutorial, which is the lips. So I'm going to take my favorite lip pencil from the drugstore. This is by Rimmel London, and it is their Exaggerate Full Color Lip Liner. This is in the shade Ultimate, which is a brown, like a true brown lip liner. You guys know I love my brown lip products, so I'm just going to line my lips with this, and I love it because it twists up. So I'm just going to apply a little bit around my lips. Oh, and by the way, if you are wondering, I went ahead and highlighted the inner corner of my tear ducts. I just used the gold shimmer shade from the Maybelline palette that I used earlier, just to highlight the inner corner of my tear ducts so that this eye look can pop a little bit more. So yeah, just in case you guys were wondering. Now I'm going to take the new Milani Amore Shine liquid lip color in the shade Tenderness, and I did a kind of like a first impression review on these lip colors. I shared this color and also another color. I'll have that video down below if you guys haven't seen it already, but I'm just going to take this and put it all over the lips. Then taking a little bit more of that highlighter that we used earlier, I'm going to take the lighter shade in here, lightly tap it, and put it on my Cupid's bow. This lip came out pinker than what I expected it to. This is more of a nude color, but mixed in with that lip liner and made it look pink, but it still looked really pretty, so I'm going to stick with it. All right, you guys, so this is the completed look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this simple, easy, affordable makeup tutorial, and let me know what you guys' favorite products are from the drugstore. I would love to try out some of your favorites. So let me know what product you love, all of your, you know, your go-to, your ride or die products from the drugstore. Just let me know down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you thumbs it up, and do not forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I'll see you guys in my next one.